Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This video is another update for my Partners in Cream project pan where I'm only focusing on cream and liquid products. I also wanted to talk about my nail polish really quick. I usually don't ever wear nail polish, but this is actually an eyeshadow. I used a single from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. It's in the shade Blue Jeans. It's a foiled press pigment, which is why I think it went so well. It's so opaque. If you want to learn how to turn your eyeshadows into nail polishes, I would recommend checking out a video that Rebecca Morgan made. She is the reason why I thought to do it. And it worked out so well with this that I'm excited to try it with other colors and maybe try it with mattes to see if I can use matte shades as well. So I will have her video linked in the description box if you're curious on how to do something like this with your eyeshadows. My most exciting empty to share with you this month is the Colourpop Lunch Money highlighter. I would use this to mix in with cream blushes to add a little bit more of like a shine to it and maybe make the blush a tiny bit less pigmented. And I finally used it up. I think this has been in the project since the beginning. So it's been 9 months of continuous use and it wasn't brand new whenever it started in the project. This is my first time finishing up an entire Colourpop cream product and it feels very good. And now that it's gone, I am using up some other like travel size highlighter products in my collection. I don't think that it's necessary for me to bring them into this project because if I use it every single day, it'll probably be done within a month's time anyway. So I'm going to bring in another product to replace this, but it won't be another highlighter. In the previous update, I had used 0.75 grams, and this past month, in order to finish, I used up an additional 0.43 grams. I wasn't very surprised to have finished my next empty that I'm going to talk about, the e.l.f. Oil Control Primer Mist, because this is only 1 fluid ounce and it is something that I feel like I went through really quickly, and for that reason alone I probably wouldn't buy it again. I was already like down here in my last update, so I knew I didn't have much further to go to finish it. In my previous update I used up almost 12 grams of product, and in this update I only needed to use just over 6 grams to finish it. I did use it as a primer mist. After I put on my SPF, I would put this on my face and kind of let it dry before I put on my foundations and stuff. And I thought it was okay, but you know, not something that I think is super necessary in my routine. My next empty is one that I hit a goal on, and that is this Sweet Matte Lip Cream from Jordana in the shade Creme Brulee. I had a goal, I think that I set really early on in the project, that I wanted to use this 25 times, and it took me forever to reach that. For some reason, I just cannot remember to reach for a liquid lipstick on a regular basis. And I did use it a couple times as a cream blush, and I really liked it for that, and I think that's how I will try to use this up in the future. But I do have a couple bullet lipsticks from Charlotte Tilbury that I have used up to the point where I can't put it on my lips anymore, so I've dug out the product and put it in a little container. I put it in this little mini Besame powder container. This is Bitch Perfect from Charlotte Tilbury, but I'm almost close to putting Pillow Talk in here as well, so I'm going to use those as cream blushes and hopefully finish that by the end of the year so I can count those two as empties. So I'm not going to focus on this one right now. I used it 29 times total within the course of this project, so I have exceeded my uses and I'm glad to have been able to reach for this so much. Definitely 29 more times than I probably would have thought to reach for it without the project. But I am going to roll a couple other products in its place and focus on the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks as cream blushes until that's gone. And there actually is a difference in weight. Over the past month I've used up 0.26 grams, so 1/4 of a gram. My last empty is my SPF product, and this is the Pure Rescue Squad DD cream. It was SPF 25, and I did cut it open and tried to get more of the product out. Unfortunately, when I cut it open, the product in there dried out incredibly fast, so I didn't get to use like every little last bit of it before it was dried up and unusable, but I still consider it empty because I did use the vast majority of it. Last month I used 22 grams, this month I used 20 grams exactly, and I do have another SPF product to roll in its place. So now that we've talked about all of my empties, let's talk about a product that I have made really good progress on and will most likely have done by the end of the year, and that is the Skindinavia Bridal Setting Spray. Over the past month, surprisingly, I used 52.6 grams worth of product, and I don't really feel like I have a ton left in there. I think I could definitely have this used up within the next 2 months. I do have a habit of over applying setting sprays. I just love putting it on, and something about this nozzle specifically only shoots in like a very specific kind of like a line. I don't know why it does that. And so in order to cover my whole face, I do feel like I need to like do this motion in order to feel like I'm fully saturating my face. Not saturating, but yeah, pretty much saturating. I'm going to go out of my way not to spray too much in the morning. Just try to pay better attention to how I'm using it so that I don't just fly through it. So yeah, I think that this will be done within the next 2 months. I have 3 products that I want to roll in. One of them is a lip product, and it's the Colourpop Just a Tint Lippy in the shade The Strand. This is a really easy to reapply formula. I can just keep it in my backpack, reapply in the morning or after lunch or whatever. The reason I want to try and focus on using it up this year is because it does have a very specific scent. And I don't know why, but I feel like lip products that have a very strong scent, they go bad faster, or if there's any change in the scent, it makes me feel like the product's going bad, even if it isn't. So I want to make sure I use this up before it starts to seem off to me, even if that means that it's perfectly fine and not expiring. And like I mentioned, I have used up 2 like bullet style lipsticks that I usually do keep in my backpack for reapplications. So I do have kind of like a gap in my routine, and I feel like this can fill that gap. Yeah, I kind of just want to roll it out. It's not a bad makeup product, but it's not my favorite. And having one more lip empty in my empties this year will be really exciting because I'm notorious for going through those very slowly. And for this one, we are starting at 18.18 grams. My next product is the SPF that I will be rolling in to replace the pure one that I finished. This is from Australian Gold. It's the SPF 50 Botanical Tinted Face Sunscreen. And I am right here. You can see I have a mark here, and then I also have it on the side. I still have pretty much the full bottle. I've only reached for this once or twice since opening it. There is 3 fluid ounces of product in here, so I don't know if I'll be able to finish it by the end of the year, but I would like to make some pretty decent progress, and then I can start this as my SPF to begin my Partners in Cream project in 2021. And this is starting at 109.3 grams. The last product I want to roll in is from Flower Beauty, and it's the Pretty Deadly Lethal Oleander Fragrance. This is starting in at 162.47 grams. And I can't really describe oleander, the scent of it. It is a flower, and this is a scent that I think is perfect for the fall, winter, like for this time of year. It's a little bit stronger, a little bit, I don't know, it's not floral in the sense that I would think floral. And I don't typically put fragrances in my project pans. I do have one from the Body Shop that I'm finishing up in another project pan, but other than that, I don't typically have them in here. But I think it would actually be good to do that. I do have a lot of fragrances that I would like to eventually finish one day, and I feel like if I put it in a project pan, I'm more likely to remember to apply it in the morning when I get ready. So those are all the products I wanted to talk about today. This project was created by Steph and DaLin, and I'll have their information in the description box. They have said that they are going to do another version of this project pan next year, so if you'd like to join then, you're more than welcome to, and I'm sure I'll give more information in future updates once the end of the year comes closer. Thanks again to Steph and DaLin for inviting me to be a part of the project. I will have more information in the description box about other people who are in it, and a playlist of everybody's updates if you'd like to see more videos like this. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video.